We're about to go live. All right. It looks like this might be working. Maybe it's thinking about it. Maybe.
So the
Maybe.
line is like D4, D5, right? And
Yeah,
then
and it looks like we are live, folks. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Different sort of. Oh my gosh, I gotta mute myself. Hold on. Yeah, okay, great. Sorry, that always happens. But yeah, we're gonna do a little something different tonight. Instead of talking about D&D or homebrewing, we're gonna do my other favorite game. We're gonna talk
hey,
about chess. I'm here with my buddy Rahmel Jackson.
hey, what's up, guys? How's everything?
You can find him on Twitter at Gin of Coolness. I think I put that in the description. If
Yep,
not,
I'm on Twitter and I'm on Twitch. All Gin of Coolness.
yeah, streamer, good buddy, and chess player, philosopher, someone I just like hanging out with.
Yeah, we're just here to play, have fun with it, vibe with it, play some chess.
So it's like everyone's sort of like expectations. I am not a chess master. I do not have a 2500 ELO. I am barely a class C player, but that means I probably know a lot more chess than your average Joe Schmo off the street. And because it's popular, I just want to sort of learn this opening line. And so I think Rahmel and I we agreed to play just Queen's Gambit again and again and again at 3-minute increments until we figure something out.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Same here. I'm still like beginning, still learning. I did some practice previously, but I'm still out here to learn. So if my Magnus Carlsen is watching, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. We apologize to all the other chess streamers out there. Don't get too mad. All right. So yeah, Queen's Gambit starts off with D4 right there. And then you always play D5 back. And then boom. So this is
Yeah,
our
there we
move.
go.
All right. So Queen's
Off
Gambit
the
decline.
gun.
He does not take my pawn right there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do and reinforce with my knight right there. I'm going to reinforce this pawn and sort of stop him from pushing forward later on.
And I am going to mirror him.
Yeah, probably a good move. All right, so I'm going to get out my knight. So one of the big motifs here when in Queen's Gambit decline is you're eventually going to get your white queen onto the C2 square and develop an attack down this side.
No, let's see if I can do it. Okay.
All right, so he goes there. I'm not too afraid of this pin right now. Eventually, I'm going to move my bishop up to one of these two squares. I'm not sure if I want to waste a tempo putting it right there at this very moment. What I could do, yeah, we were going to ignore that, and we're going to go ahead and push up this pawn.
Yep.
So if he takes right there and puts a threat on the knight.
So there is a lot of momentum going for White. He's done it. He's gotten the center pawn. This is not too much of a tempo move. I'm starting to see, but I'm going to try to readjust and try to make the best of it. And I'll make a jump.
Okay.
What happens? Is
so
that
I can't.
The right move?
Yeah, so I can't take back the knight because it's still pinned right now, right?
It is
So
still
what I'm going to do, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chase off the bishop. Maybe you'll let me maybe play takes. Mess up my pawn structure here. Yeah. So after takes, you can move down with the knight and attack the queen. All right. And then move this right back up there. So I didn't get on my C2 square, but still this is the same sort of idea. I'm not in a very good position right here.
So for the most part, at least what I'm thinking is there's a couple more attacks maybe I could do. But I may be playing a little bit risky with my knight if I try to overextend. But I think the basic thing is to just try to retreat. I got a little bit of pieces, and I'm just going to move back.
All right. So let's see now. Go ahead, and something I'm afraid of is this knight eventually just coming up and hitting the queen. Or maybe moving forward to this square eventually, or from here, then hitting these two. So I'm gonna go ahead and preempt that by moving my rook onto this open file.
So I kind of want to get things going for myself and like kind of like ensure some movement and get something kind of going. So I'm gonna try to activate my knight. I'm gonna try to activate my bishop by kind of being chattel. I think
All right. So he's gonna move his bishop out to B2 or A3 right there.
He has a time advantage on me.
yeah, timer's running. Good output for this knight right there, and I'm gonna move on there. Like I said, I'm gonna eventually start some attacks down in this area. All right, I don't want to lose my queen, but I think this knight is just hanging right now. Yeah.
No, that wasn't a good move.
Oh man, yeah. The easiest way to go from an 800 to a 1500 is to just stop blundering.
Yeah, you gotta get good.
All right. So this queen is hitting this pawn right now. The pawn doesn't have a defender, and this pawn is actually it's weak this whole game for this whole setup. Move it here, sort of blocking the king this way. That's a possibility. After takes, my queen is right here, still looking down that file, and I can move my bishop back up, so that's probably going to be okay. So I'm going to ignore the queen for right now, but I am going to move this bishop. Ooh, I don't want to give up this control of this file right now. This pawn is just hanging, so I'm going to go ahead and snatch that.
Yeah, so I'm getting snatched up, and I'm running out of time.
Oh yeah, and you're running low on time.
So I gotta figure out what the right move is at this point. Let's see if there's anything I can do.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, I can just be mean. Ooh. Yeah, run it back.
Very good game.
Do you want to look over the analysis real fast and see if we made many mistakes?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Oh man, we got some people in chat. Maybe they can tell us what they prefer if they see any better moves.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Oh man. All right, so these are book moves right there, right? Bam, that's most recommended or most popular. And then so you go there. So what I like about lead chess is after a second, it'll usually tell you what the best move is supposed to be, whether or not you made it. Oh, there we go. Can you see the analysis now? All right, yeah. So they were angry at that potential move right there, moving up. Like I was winning until I did that. They said that one was a blunder, taking that center square right there. Let's see what happened. Oh man.
Yeah, we're definitely not moving by the book.
Yeah. So I think after this point we got a little interesting there. That moving that knight down, getting rid of this pawn. Like I thought that it might be a good idea to open up all this area. The computer didn't like it because it gave you all these like nice avenues of attack. I think what might have been the issue is these moves towards like establishing like another center point were probably too slow on your point. And that gave me a little bit more time to, make this rook move over and then really get that foothold there on that whole side of the board.
Ooh, well, I guess we
And there we go. That was the
So do you think you can beat the chess hustlers of New York City? Have you seen those videos?
Oh man, I've waited my entire life to get hustled in Washington Square Park and Union Square Park. That's one on my bucket list.
they're good. They're really good. They're strong players,
Uh,
and they talk a lot. So
all right. Oop. Okay, so see if we can play again. Can we do a rematch? Oh no, no, they won't let us with the just send you the invite over again. I'm sorry, buddy.
not a problem.
Oh man, hopefully everyone on YouTube's not gonna snatch that up real fast. We're gonna play with Rando instead, who's really fast at the keyboard. Maybe there is a rematch feature, just not allowed to use it if you hit the analysis.
Oh, okay. So,
All
so how
right.
do I find you again? You just
I'll put it back in the chat. All you gotta do is hit the link.
okay.
Ooh. So I guess while we're taking this intermission, everyone should support my Patreon because obviously I make top tier content.
Well, you do D&D, and you're adapting to a new format in chess. It's the right move.
Yeah, you gotta expand out and try to do some other things.
Are you put it in the Lich chat or Twitter
Oh, you
chat?
just put in your browser. I put it in the Zoom chat.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
sorry, yeah.
Good.
Yep, so in the Zoom chat is the new link.
All right.
Oh man, maybe in the future I could just post the links in the YouTube chat and then play with the viewers. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's a
Oh
good.
man, see, this is why we do this. All right, so now your turn to start with the Queen's Gambit. All right. And then C4, offering up wrong one.
Oh,
This
oh
is
my
center
bad.
game.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
That's okay. So I played
If you
D4.
want.
No, it's okay. I played D4, so in case anyone played on this square, I could take it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, let's see. Let's see if I can rearrange that. It's definitely not the most optimal of movements, but and I blocked
Yeah.
off my bishop.
All right. So my options are: I'm gonna try to defend this pawn. Yeah, I'm gonna go try to defend the pawn and develop my knight at the same time.
And I'm just gonna try to build some.
So eventually, I'm gonna play E5 right there. But first, I want to defend that square with my knight. So when I do play, I can play takes takes. All right. So pinning the knight. Uh, and so normally with the light squared bishop and playing black, I don't mind
Yeah,
chasing the board.
yeah, it's definitely a little bit stronger. But I'm gonna make that trade. Just try to get a more comfortable position.
Uh, All right, so now that we've gotten rid of his light squared bishop, I think my sort of general plan right here is I'm gonna put all my pawns on the light squares. So maybe I can move this pawn up to G6 and then shell my bishop right there. Bam. Another good move is maybe moving my rook over and taking advantage of the open file. All right, knight's coming out. They're hitting at the pawn. Pawn's defended. Will be hit twice. This pawn's gonna get lost now that I double these up. So I'm not even gonna bother, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on my plan with trying to get my pawns on some light squares to try to make up for that bishop I took from him. Okay, castles. Move it over, and then I'll castle myself soon. Okay, what lines of attack might I have in a second here? I can do that. Not quite pinning the knight because the pawn might stop that, and then block my bishop in, so that's not going to work. To there. Takes, and then no, not with the queen. Doesn't work either. Clock's running, buddy.
Yeah, let's go. So what I'm really trying to do is see if I can like get this piece back. Trying to launch a couple extra attacks. Uh, maybe try to get some more momentum going. Uh, maybe make a few trades. He's really strong. He has, he's still targeting this piece right here, even if I try to do anything. Um, but let's see if I can try to make some moves and get some of these pieces.
All right, yeah. So like I said, that pawn was going to fall eventually. But so now this knight is being attacked. One defender on it. This bishop is not really all that threatening. Doesn't really have great avenues of attack. I might want to open up. This pawn is similarly weak, right? After moving this up and moving my knight out of the way, it has got 2 attacks on it. But I have to move my knight out. Right here, it's protected, but I'd rather have a threat on the queen than just leave my knight sitting there. But you know what? That puts pressure on this bishop that can't really move anywhere. Yeah. So eventually, I think the fact that the bishop can't move, this knight's can develop into an attack. And right now, as soon as I play c5, this pawn's going to fall. Unless we get some defense right there.
So a lot of we can do. I want to definitely try to get rid of this knight right here, but I have to make a move as quickly as I can. So I'm just gonna push my queen.
Yeah. All right. So now we have
to chase off this knight real quick.
All right, I'm gonna trade. Ooh, this is a good piece. I don't want to trade it for a bad piece like that bishop. Shoot, but it's not anywhere good for it. So yeah, let's make something happen. Now this pawn is less protected. Get up, place takes. All right. That just loses the pawn. All right, so let's go ahead and get something on this knight right here.
Well, let's see. I just gotta move at this point.
Yeah, something's gotta happen. All right, let's go ahead and take that with check.
And I'm gonna retreat.
Man, nope. I just that. Ooh. Do you want to maybe up the game time to 5 minutes?
That would be a little bit more helpful for me. I'm a little slower.
Yeah, and it's that would might give you some time to do commentary too.
Yeah, so I'm not too slow.
Yeah, we're all learning together.
This is fun. How do you like have you seen the Netflix series Queen's Gambit?
Oh yeah, Girl Bobby Fischer. I loved it. I liked the I felt like there should have been another episode. Ooh, if you on your screen, there should be flashing a rematch option.
Oh, there is a rematch option.
Yeah.
I see it.
I felt like there should have been one more episode between the episode 6 and like the finale. Like, I think they kind of like dropped the ball saying, oh, I'm just not going to be addicted anymore. And everyone just loves me again. Like, they could have spent some time resolving those tensions. But I liked how the first like 3 or 4 episodes felt like really weird and otherworldly. Like, it almost felt like a more than real show with the transgender woman working in the orphanage and the pills making her see things on the ceiling. I thought it was like it'd be like a hyper psychedelic. And then having the grown-up play a 14-year-old, it was all kind of weird and heady.
Yeah, I heard some people compare it to like an anime or of sort.
Yeah.
Like there was this manga called Hikaru no Go where they would play Go, and it was just very similar to like how people describe the scenes here. But how is she like Bobby Fischer? Like, is it just because of like the way she acts, or just kind of like the story beat?
Oh, the story behind, the American at the height of the Cold War becoming a prodigy U.S. champion at age 23 and then beating the Russians at their own game,
Oh, so she follows it verbatim.
Yeah, I mean, except for, she's a girl. And then hopefully they don't make a season 2 where she goes crazy because that'd be tragic.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, Bobby Fischer. That's a very different type of person.
All right, so back to Queen's Gambit here. So we start off with D4, and you respond with D5.
Okay.
All right, and then you can take or decline or try some other variation here.
Let's try taking.
Okay, so Queen's Gambit accepted. It's a kind of a tricky thing to play with black. So
Yeah,
the secret here is that black really can't defend this pawn. Like if you try something like this or something else,
yeah, I'll just lose.
yeah, you'll lose. There's all sorts of traps right there. So I'm going to go ahead and play it nice and slow. Just move this up and then bam, immediately threatening that back.
So I am going to just move my knight.
Okay, gain the knight out, and I'm going to sort of mirror that. The idea is I'm protecting this pawn in case you want to try something crazy, like bring your queen out early or get your bishop. Oops, wrong one.
It's too swingy.
Yeah, get your bishops out.
I think for the most part, I am just going to do small, simple kind of push, try to get my bishop.
All right. So I have two options in this position, right? I can either move my knight out right now, or I can go ahead and recapture that pawn. I'm gonna go ahead and recapture. I think I prefer not to give him an opportunity to come up with something really fast and clever and stop me from doing that.
Yeah. So I'm feeling a little pretty comfortable so far. I do want to get this bishop out because it is kind of blocked in right now. Uh, then maybe get some mobilization here, but bishop seems nice. So for the most part, I'm just going to kind of maybe just push a little bit more.
All right. So the general rule of thumb is that when you play Queen's Gambit accepted for white, you castle kingside. That's open right now, but I'm gonna save a second. I'm gonna go ahead and get my this other knight into action. I want to gain control of this square because eventually this move c5 is coming.
It is right. C5 is trying to come out.
And I also want to stop the knight from moving into this outpost right here. So this is really what this move blocks.
No, I'm gonna just try to. I'm gonna try to get that side as quickly as I can. Like moving these pieces. Uh, this is a little bit messy. I can see that my left contract is starting to not work in my favor, and I haven't been able to. I haven't been able to make up for the loss of the.
Yeah. So normally I might play h3 right here, but this bishop is so blocked in. I'm not really worried about it coming down and pinning the knight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and castle short.
But let me see. Maybe try to get that. Try to attack. Try to make some attacks. Try to move on away from me. I move the bishop away
Okay.
somewhere.
So if I leave my bishop here, it's going to take, and I'd have to, maybe move my pawn up and then take back. That opens up the rook. Is this bishop doing a whole lot for me? Maybe not. It doesn't have a really great vision. It might have a future if I move it back and then play along this diagonal. But this is way too many arrows to think about right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, right? And then after takes, I'm moving my knight over and start attacking this weak pawn, keeping that bishop in place.
So I see that, and okay. Then hopefully I can try to. I wouldn't really do anything now, but I'm just gonna move this. I'm gonna try to get a castle.
Yeah, try to get your castling in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I said. I'm going to go put pressure on this pawn, or the pawn all the way down here. So if you ever move your bishop out of the way, it's gonna fall. All right, castles. So there's not a great avenue of attack I have right now. This knight is pretty well in there. So what I might try to do is try to remove some of the defenders. If I play queen up and then knight, that will put pressure on this one and force a trade, perhaps. So yeah, let's do the queen up first, though. Just protecting all of these squares against, you know, any sorts of threat to try to do that.
Awesome. Now the queen's up.
Okay. I'm going. I'd allow takes, so I'm gonna go ahead and just move my knight up.
Nope. But
Oh, and then time. Yeah, we're gonna this. We'll start a new game with 5-minute increments. Ooh, okay. I don't like that.
yeah, got beaten pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Real time. 5 minutes. Black or white. I'll copy the link and then put it in the Zoom chat for you, buddy.
Okay, there you go. So, um, 4.
All right. That wasn't a bad game.
Yeah.
We're learning
Uh,
something here.
so I think let's see what's the trouble here. I think like for someone beginning, uh, there's you think of chess as just a board, but there's always this kind of dimension of time when you're playing online and something like that, which is kind of hard to adapt to when you're first starting out or you're trying to because you may do 10 minutes and then now you have to do 3 and your mind is changing. So I
So,
feel like I have to adapt and learn to it. But
oh
it is.
yeah. Oh, have you never played like speed chess like this before?
I'm just not good at speech. I think you have to improve your tactics a little bit, so it's more natural.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to be I think a lot of it you just play enough games that you recognize patterns really quickly. I sent you the link in the Zoom chat. So
Oh,
the reason I started playing 3-minute blitz is because that's what the chess club where the state champion in Ohio plays.
oh, they
That's
only
the
play
format
it.
they use. So I'm hunting for him. All right. D4, D5. Okay. So I'm going to play the Queen's Gambit accepted. And this is it's not my best line for black. It's kind of tricky. Okay. Moving the knight out. That's not one. Yeah, all right, you fooled me, man. That's not one that I know. So I always want to play bishop e3 here, but it never works out well for me. So I'm just going to ignore all this. Normally I would push my pawn up, but then it's being hit by that knight. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and try to make a counter center with the move c5.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to get that pawn back, see if I can. With the default move, get
All right. So
have a
you're hitting
little
that.
pawn chain going.
You're hitting that
If
right.
you take, maybe it'll look a little good for me.
All right. So
But
this
I
pawn
do
is
have this bishop blocked off. But if there's any movement here, I can probably get it back.
yeah. There's just so much going on with that pawn right there. I'm never gonna be able to get it back. All right. So let's go ahead and reinforce this one in case you try to capture it.
So me, I'm not too worried about the pawn right now. Uh, I do want to mobilize my bishop, though. But I am worried about this coming down slightly. But this gives me the most amount of freedom. So I'm going to
Okay.
do that.
All right. So my advantage right here is I have all of this space. So I'm going to try to find a way to capitalize on that as quickly as possible. Still, I really want to put this move out. And so but again, this knight is stopping me from doing it. So I might try to put pressure on the knight with my bishop. The reason I want to push this pawn is because if takes, then I get the queen and a takeaway castling rights.
I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose this guy, but just got to accept that maybe it's not the best. So I want to get
Yeah.
this knight out.
All right. So if I go swoop down there, the queen comes out. And that queen then now is in a huge open space. So I want to find a way to discourage that queen from coming out once I finish off this attack. I think the best way to do that is with a couple of I can't use knight moves. I can't be working on my knight moves on that one. I will delay, and I'll eventually bring my queen to here.
Okay. Well, that was a good move because it stopped me from just blocking that off by pushing it upward. But
Oh yeah, it's also stopping your knight from getting a little bit closer. Okay, so I'm going to keep on pressure on this knight. So now this knight has 2 attacks, 2 threats. I can't quite snatch it up yet, I don't feel. Or maybe. Let's see now. Takes. Boom. There we go. There we go. And there's another one. All right. So I still haven't castled yet. And I probably never will. I'm going to just... This bishop looks really nice there. It's not defended, but oh my gosh, that's so much juicy territory. Here, I think I'd rather be able my queen to move back. So I will leave it there. And then I have plans that when I do castle long, my rook is going to end up right there underneath it.
So for me, there's a queen out here that I really can't do much against. I still feel like I need to figure out a solution for this threat, which is kind of protected by by this pawn right next to the bishop. And there's just this rook that maybe I can do something. I can maybe get it. So I'm going to maybe going to try to move a little bit, just because hopefully I can get maybe my bishop out.
Okay. So here's an interesting position, right? If pawn goes down, then it's forking my bishop and my queen. And I can't take back because of the pawn. And then the knight. So I think I have to try to move up. So see now, I move up my pawn. Pawn goes down to capture them in the same position. But when I capture with the bishop and the knight goes down, then I can get it back with the queen. And that's in a better spot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one.
So the queen's going to move if I try to threaten it, and then I don't feel like I've really earned anything by threatening it. I kind of fixed the situation that I was worried about. What other moves do I have? I can threaten someone, so maybe that would be more positive situation. Let's see if that could be a bad move for me.
Okay, so check on the king. That's not too terrible. My plan was eventually to get my knight out this way anyway because I don't want to block in this bishop too much. So go ahead and swoop that around. Eventually, when I still castle queenside, this bishop's no longer hanging because of the queen. This knight's no longer going to be hanging after castles. Takes isn't bad for white. All right, you're really coming after me now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Coming after the queen.
Try it.
Okay. Yeah, that's way too close for comfort. That's what this bishop was here all along for, was to stop something like that.
Well, I just have to make the move.
Yeah, have to capture back.
I'm doubled up, and this pawn gets a lot of movement. It's gonna force me to do a lot of things now.
Yeah. So I was originally going to castle queenside, but I guess I'm going to castle kingside now. At the take right here. I get back.
Oh, that wasn't. But yeah. Somehow I jumped there, but
and then I get it with the knight. Okay. All right. So this bishop comes out, or this knight comes out, hitting the pawn, and then allow me to castle next turn. After castles, though, this knight's going to be hanging. So before I do that, I have to deal with this bishop or move the knight. I can't move the knight because it'll be putting me in check. So I'll probably have to move the rook over. All right. Pinning this knight. But that's not going to be an issue after castles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not here. The bishop. I really can't. I can't really trade around anymore. So I'm going to just get more defensive.
All right, hitting that up. Nothing that I'm really threatening me. So after castles. His move is there if he doesn't want to lose the pawn. Okay. Oh, that was a nice one. Not a bad move. Okay, so that is looking pretty scary with this right there. Right? That's definitely threatening checkmate. So there's only one thing to do. I have to defend against mate somehow. I can move my knight here, but that doesn't do a whole lot for me. Moving the pawn here, I think is better because it threatens the queen, and it still has like 3 protectors on this piece. 1, 2, 3.
Let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can
takes.
I'm only gonna have to move back. So
yeah. He moves there. All right. And then here's where we get here's where we get crazy. We're gonna go ahead and take the queen and open up for this rook right here. And then we're also hitting that pawn right over there. Move up, protect the rook, and then we're gonna hit this pawn next turn. Oh man, no, I blundered it. No, I didn't. I got the bishop. Oh, hit this rook's up. Yeah. You could have hit that rook. Would have gone after you anyway. Ooh. Game better. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I did like it.
Oh man. You want to do a rematch on that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. This is I think the 5-minute format's a little bit better. We have more time to talk about what's happening.
Yeah, so
all right, so another Queen's Gambit game.
Well, let's see what happens.
All right.
But I will say one thing I do like about them saying Queen's Gambit is just, based on like the Netflix title is very catchy.
Yeah. Oh man. So this is some sort of counter gambit. Shoot. I think the secret here is that I want to take with this pawn. I think the reason why is because after it takes, I can still jump up with my knight. Is that true? Can I jump up with my knight and threaten the queen? After takes. Yeah, I'm still okay. So yep, this is the one I'm going to do. I think that's how this is supposed to work. Yeah, because if you take my pawn, then I can move my queen up and snatch it, and you can't recapture because then I'll get your queen.
That would be quite deadly. So let's see. Let's see if we can.
All right, yeah. All right, and then I'm going to recapture on this one, threatening the knight. Cool beans. Perfect. All right, so this pawn is going to be isolated probably for the rest of the game. So in Queen's Gambit accepted, or that was sort of a decline version, a weird one. I'm not really sure what we're at right now. I'm out of theory, so I'm just going to try to play some solid chess. He hasn't played e5, so I'm going to go ahead and threaten the knight. I want the center.
Not so. I don't like the fact that I'm gonna be moving so much. It looks like I'm gonna be dancing around for the most of the game. But let's see if I can try to get some. Let's see if I can try to save for the characters here.
All right. No, block with the bishop. Threaten that throwing that one back.
Which is unfortunate. So
Because it's not really defended because I was going to snag that knight next turn.
yeah. Okay. So uh
All right. So I think I have a few like really, really sharp and dangerous options. Like delivering this check right away is really, really nasty because of all this open space. Uh, or I could just go ahead and trade queens.
yeah, the trading the queens are forcing me.
I Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't want to give up all this niceness. But I'm going to take away your right to castle. And then in a second here, when I castle, you're going to get hit with my rook. So I'm going to move this one out, and then rook D1's coming. Yeah. All right. Okay. So putting pressure on the bishop. This is defended by the knight. And then now when this comes, that bishop's going to be pinned. Yeah. Still can't move the bishop, which means this square is almost open for this pawn. This is the only thing standing in the way. Ooh, so to get rid of that pawn, I have to move a knight here. And to get a knight there, I have to move a knight here first. Yeah, go ahead, take that. Get it. It's not doing me any good. Oh, no. All right. Okay. If we play takes here, right? Then this opens up this rook to come down and snatch this open pawn. And I don't really want that. If I backtrack there, I lose some of that force on the bishop, but I end up threatening this pawn. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna force him to chase me down the board, and then open up attack on this pawn.
Escape. That's the goal. Try to get out of this pen. So how I want to move out this pen is well,
Oh, okay. Hmm. All right. So this pawn, like I said, it's gonna be a weakness pretty much the entire game. Uh, and so for an opportunity, yeah, let's go ahead and just knock it off. We'll exchange it.
a little scared if you pushed it down. I wasn't sure what was because I don't think I would have been able to move that.
Okay. So, ooh, like I said, I really can't go after this knight without exposing this pawn down here. You know what? It's about time. I'm gonna go ahead and play castles. Move my knight over, defend this pawn, or move my rook over, defend that pawn, so I can get this knight and move it somewhere more useful. We're not there, but here and then here.
So I'm seeing if I have some extra freedom, I can do something. I need to get out this pen still.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm gonna try to see if I can create some freedom for.
Yeah. What I would if I think black has to do eventually is get this knight to move so he can move the pawn and maybe castle by hand. But oh,
It's gonna be tough.
it's gonna be tough. This spot's okay for the bishop. It's getting all of this. What I really want to do is maybe move it. There's no good spot for my light square bishop right now. So yeah, whatever. You just sit there. All right. So this pawn has one defender from this knight, right? But I wanted to move this knight right here, but now I can't because of the rook. So I'm gonna move this rook over, defending the pawn. And then I'm gonna move this knight out to an outpost and start some sort of attack in the center. Okay. Shoot. Here. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, that's a very dangerous.
Yeah.
This knight. Not gonna.
I'm having a hard time getting a good attack on your king. And I feel like I'm giving you time to sort of wiggle out of it. But this bishop just being stuck right there is not doing you any favors. Okay, I don't want to lose this pawn. Okay, knight moves down, attacks the rook. That's fine. Knight moves down here, attacks the rook. That's fine. Yeah, let's just get it out. Ooh, don't touch your face.
What do I do here? I'm still pinned. Unfortunately, maybe I should have moved out the pen before I launched an attack. Now I don't have the bishop as an attacker.
Yeah. All right, no, but that's a good move. Now this bishop can get out and do other stuff. Oh shoot, I'm running out of time. Knight there is kind of devastating. Maybe not. I can just capture back. Let's go ahead and move this rook up.
So I am a little threatened.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, slowly but surely. Can I do anything more dramatic? No, I can't capture there. That doesn't do me any favors. That's kind of boring. No, but just slowly. Not like that one better. Oh man, I only have 8 seconds left because you're gonna beat me on time. Ah,
Hopefully.
no. Capture my rook. I left it hanging. Kind of.
Yeah, I see it. But there's you're gonna get the rook. You can always take it back.
Yeah. But now you can get that knight. Yep. And now this rook falls. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, woo! I
nice.
blundered there towards the end. You almost had it. Woo!
Hey, that was a good game.
That was a good game. That was a good
So,
game.
have you looked at Bobby Fischer's games? Like, is there any of the games that you like about him? Is he your favorite chess player?
No. I think he's an interesting chess player, like an interesting person to read about. But I think like a lot of the reason he's so built up is just like our own mythology, right? Like as Americans, we have to revere him because he beat the bad guys back in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
There is a great game of his, like they call it like the game of the century. It's really, really entertaining to watch too. It's him as like a 12-year-old kid beating an international master with like cool queen sacrifice and like a series of really brilliant whirlwind checks. Like he moves his piece, captures something, and puts you in check. Moves his piece, captures something, and puts you in check. Just
That's good.
really
They
cool
say
stuff.
the younger kids are usually highly tactical, right? When they first start out.
Oh yeah, like I think a lot of it just has to do with like mental fatigue, right? It just gets harder and harder and harder to play like really serious chess as you get older. It just wears on you.
Yeah, especially the fact that they have to do it in the tournament setting, with very consistently strong players, and all the players are playing for draw.
Yes. Yes, that's the thing. Because if you're like a really good chess player, you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to draw every match I can, unless I can win. Like,
Yeah, because like if
oh,
you're higher rated, right, there's you're incentivized to win, and if you're lower rated, you're incentivized to draw. So they have
mm-hmm.
a lot more swingy games, and probably is higher. But
Oh man.
Carlson's just been dominating for a long time, though.
So Here is something about Magnus Carlsen, right? He's definitely the world champion, and he wins like, one out of every 3 tournaments, right? Like if he enters one, like he just played one last week, I think he came in like, second or third place. So definitely finishes like at the top, and he wins more tournaments than anybody else. But he's not dominant compared to like, Kasparov was. When Kasparov played a tournament back in like the 90s, every single tournament he played in, he won. Like he was just so much more dominant than the strongest players now. Oh,
I mean,
see,
I think
now you can figure out what a huge chess geek I actually am. Look at that.
yeah, it may be some like due to like refinement culture. Like now that everything's like teched out,
Oh yeah.
all the possible spaces, people are playing. You have computers playing chess and
Oh
such a
yeah.
level, and
Better than
plus the
any
fact
person could
that
possibly play.
we have this chess human hybrid of, hey, now that we play a game, we just have the computer analyze it, and now it's again of like almost kind of like I feel like basketball where you know what you're supposed to do, but it's your goal for your mind and your body not to mess up at this point because
Yeah.
now everything's specked out.
And that's what's something that's really interesting about engine analysis is that people have found like the moves that have been like passed down like through the centuries, some of them are just like wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go by the book, this is what you're supposed to do here. But according to our engine analysis, that's way better than anybody else. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
All right.
But
You want to get one more game in?
yeah, let's keep playing.
All right.
Yeah, so my goal really for this game is to win for this game, but for this game overall, uh, I haven't played chess in a while. Since COVID, you'd think I would play more, but I've actually played a little less, just less hype around it.
So that right there is that's the best move by the book. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna do something a little risky here. I'm gonna go ahead and mirror you first, and then I'm gonna try to push uh this pawn up.
so I'm going to.
Yeah, that's good. It's stopping me from doing this. Um, so eventually I am kind of worried about like you opening something up on your queen side, especially like after you push this pawn and get this right here. Uh, so I am preemptively, I think C5 is good, but I'm going to try to stop that with B3 and, or I'm sorry, B6 and then C5. It might be a little too slow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just gonna try to just move and get this pawn chain, get this outside there. Uh,
Yeah.
I've
So now
seen
when
this.
you attack with the bishop, I always want to play E6 in Queen's Gambit accepted, but I know I can't. I know I can't do it. It always ends up poorly. Here you go.
I'm gonna try to see
It ends
what.
poorly because I open up myself up to like these attacks, right? And then I have to go backwards and like lose tempo. So in
This
case you want
is
to try to
well
exploit that.
protected. This is well protected.
Uh,
Um, so I'm gonna think that there's some attacks here. Not fully prepared to make it attack yet. So I am just gonna try to see if I can prove my position just marginally more than than it is.
yeah. Ooh. Okay. So I just want to point out that because you took so long developing these other pieces, like I'm probably gonna get to keep this pawn now.
Yeah, it does seem like that. You have a lot.
Oh, okay. So if I move here, does that really stop me? Not if I. Oh, you know what? No, Yeah, I'm gonna get out my dark squared. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna look to see what's independent here.
And then it takes. You can take with the knight. You can take with the rook. And this pawn is still just sort of sitting there.
I still want this pawn, so so
So the other sort of thing about playing bishop to e6 right here is that it also stops your knight from ever coming down and snatching it. Okay, so you went and took that other pawn. Cool. So that pawn was not really completely just hanging there. So now I get to chase your knight around for a little while. Ooh, that's not where I expected you to go. Oh, and I can't move this one up yet. Shoot. All right. Okay. Work on getting my bishop out there.
yeah, so someone wants me to move. So I'm gonna take the little time I still have left to get some more attackers ready for the eventual push.
Yeah. All right. This is not a terrible spot for my bishop. If you take with the knight, I'll just go ahead and pull my queen up and then start an earlier endgame.
Okay, so that was a little bit more in advance than I hoped, but I don't really want to lose too much pieces yet.
Yeah.
Not fully ready to go, so
Yeah. So because we have all these pawns right here in the center, it's kind of a closed game. So I'm valuing my bishops less than I normally might. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, play takes, and exchange off my bishop for that knight. And then I get an attack on the queen too. And on that pawn. I mean, the attack on the pawn is not especially, satisfactory.
so I'm just gonna run.
Yeah. And that's why the attack on the pawn is not really like, it's not like a true fork. Like I'm not going to necessarily win it, but now it's only being held up by that queen. So if I can get another attack on the queen or another attack on this pawn, ooh, whoa, I'll end up winning it. So another attack on that pawn could come from the this dark squared bishop.
I am very scared of this.
Oh man. Oh,
Pawn is very weak.
yeah. Move that there. Get my dark squared bishop over here and then castles. Oh, okay. We can do it. Yeah, we can. Oh man, but I don't want to lose my knight. I don't want to lose the knight to the queen. Shoot. That was a good move. Yeah, we'll pull it back here. And then if takes, I'll take back with a check on the king. Oh no, I can't take back because the knight. Shoot! I blundered that knight. Take it. I think I blundered it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
Maybe like that sometimes.
Going down. I gotta focus now. Shoot.
I'm just gonna try to exchange everything quickly as possible.
Exactly. Yeah, if you were ahead, that's exactly what you should do. Try to take all my freaking pieces. Oh man. Oh no. Okay. There might be some salvation here. I have 4 pawns on this side to those 3, but there's 3 pawns on my one here. Shucks. All right. Oh man. Oh man. He's gonna try to push that pawn, and it might succeed. Very well might. That's a pushing. That's a because this rook's coming here. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So I'm gonna do rook, and then I'm gonna take with the knight next turn. And that's going to be really bad because then it pins the queen to the king once I move the knight back away.
Let's see what I want to do. I'm just gonna. Let's just not. I just want to move this.
Yeah. Okay. This pawn is serious, and if I don't end up taking care of it right now, I will regret it. And boom, completely just neutered your queen.
Oh man. Now it has to do what it has to do.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have thought of it.
Takes, yeah. Ooh. See, this is
Now the game is a little bit more equal.
If you had more than 20 seconds, you have a chance of winning this one, but
yeah, this is I think I think uh I think a bishop and knight are actually pretty complicated to check.
oh, I think it's these two pawns right here. Eventually going to be able to get one of them down the end of the board.
Oh man.
So I have to move my king over this way to try to stop that from happening, but you're making it hard on me.
Well, I still want to save it.
Oh. No, I think eventually if you push like this pawn down, because these three and these three would have like lined themselves up. This knight would have eventually gotten this one. This probably would have been a winning game for you.
Do you want to check the analysis board, see what went wrong, what right?
Oh yeah. I mean, somewhere I blundered pretty well. So here.
Oh yeah, I did see the queen blunder. Yeah.
Ooh, so
So who is your favorite chess player?
My favorite one to watch on YouTube is this guy called Levy. He lives in New York. He goes by Gotham Chess. He's not the best teacher, but he's like super, super entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite player is it's a good question. Probably Morphy, right? Like 1800s, we'd be sacrifice everything and make killer gambits just to make an entertaining game.
So you
sort of
really
style
do
of play.
like a very aggressive gameplay.
Yeah. All right. So what happened?
I would also one question: how do you connect your hobbies? So you play Dungeons and Dragons, you play chess. They are board games, but is it just a love of board games, or is there some type of like general system that you can kind of connect them together, and that's why you enjoy them, or it's just two different things for you?
I like games in general. I think lots of people do. What I find especially intoxicating about both chess and Dungeons and Dragons is the depth to them, right? Like it just goes on and on and on and on. Like nothing else really like sucked me in and captured my imagination that way. Oh man, so I actually made a huge blunder right here. All right, so after our Queen's Gambit accepted this position right here, you move your knight out, knights, bishop, and then that right there is actually a blunder. I was going to play a c5 eventually, but they didn't like how slow that was. What's it? Oh, you can't do when you have two players, but normally it will show you what the best move is, which is kind of a cool feature of Elite Chess. But it's not letting you do that with multiplayer.
What do you think of this over chess.com?
Lead chess is lighter. I think that's kind of fun.
So it's less CPU intensive and stuff like that.
Yeah. Chess.com is fun, has more fun bots and things like that. I like the way it tells you when you've made a mistake.
Yeah, but are they using the same kind of engine to analyze and stuff like that?
Yeah, they both use Stockfish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh man, so yeah, they really didn't like when I was trying to stay over here. So you had an advantage this whole time. Moving up your queen, and I think they said it was a mistake.
Well, I didn't take I didn't take the advantage though.
So typically what you want to do is get your queen, or I guess it's sort of like a heuristic, right? Like if you don't know what else to do in Queen's Gambit, put your queen on the C2 square.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like that's just sort of like a piece of, I guess, chess folk wisdom. Because eventually, like this diagonal is a lot juicier than like this space right here. So I guess that's a bit of thinking. They didn't like that.
I do find it weird that a computer figures everything out. I know the math. I know why it why it does what it does, but it is quite interesting to see it like just figure out a game that people are spent so long doing.
What it's crazy to me is that we know chess has a solution. Like theoretically it is solvable. It's just we haven't done it yet.
Yeah. I mean it's approximated solutions at this point, but you don't know the actual best way to play.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so you're absolutely crushing it right here. You are crushing it. So what was your my losing move?
What happened? What was the mistake?
Yeah. Yeah, so that whole exchange right there is not very good for me. That here is right here. Because I let you have get that back, I guess. And it opened up your rook on my queen. And that gave you the whole momentum for the rest of the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm inspired. I got beat on live stream like 5 times in a row. I think I may do like a test journey. See, I'm gonna try to learn maybe something every week, play a couple games, maybe about 10, 15 games a day, and then try to reflect and see how good I get.
Yeah, dude. Like this was a lot of fun. We should do this again
Yeah, this
sometime for
is
sure.
awesome. I'm just happy to play chess again. It feels so good to be playing, especially with a person who's just not a random stranger. There is, I would say, like there is a difference between playing like with someone or just someone on the table, and then a random person.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like
Right. So I'm not trying to like beat you and humiliate you and be like super competitive. We're here to have a good time. It's fun.
yeah, that and just it's fun talking while you play the game. Always. Hey, even if it's crazy, even if you're mad, I've seen people upset at each other playing. That's an interesting thing to watch.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. So thanks everyone for watching. Yo, check out Rahmel on at Gin of Coolness, freaking Twitch playing a bunch of Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah, bunch of Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's a great game. I like it.
All right, well, everyone, you know what to do. You know how to find me. Check out my Patreon. Give me money. Thanks.
Hey, thank you so much.